one.
Okay. Good morning, Region 4. Welcome to another one of our stand-up, sit-down meetings. I think this is just a good way for you to see my face and for us to engage. I really do appreciate some of you guys sent in some questions. I wish I had the crystal ball and I wish I had all of the answers. As you know, we are in some, unprecedented and sort of unknown times, but I am going to give you my best answer at this time. Just understand that, things are subject to change, and I am not the one getting to control all of these decisions. We do have to rely on our governor and our governor's office to give us some direction, but I can help some of these questions. I can help interpret and give you my opinion on them. So Jared's going to ask the questions and I will answer them.
All right, Heather. So our first question is about the rumor going around about potential furloughs. And do you see the potential of furloughs this year or maybe even into next year?
Yeah. So to date, there has been zero discussion about furloughs for CDOT employees. I think one thing that we are fortunate is that we are funded through the gas tax. We are not funded through a sales tax. I know we've tried other initiatives to get funded with sales tax dollars, but this is the one time, once again, the silver lining, that we are funded by the gas tax. And although we've seen a reduction in traffic volume, people are still driving. So although we will see a shortage in funding in our base program, and what's anticipated in FY21 is to be around $25 to $50 million. And then in FY22, maybe another $20 million. And maybe a little bit in FY23. Good news is although that sounds like a lot of money, to our base program, if you spread it out across a lot of maybe program areas, it's not as big of a hit as one would think. So the discussion with regards to employees and personnel is that we might take a second look at who we hire, with regards to consultants, but there has been zero discussion about furloughing employees. There has been some conversation about, hey, I have this FTE and I've been wanting to fill it. Can I fill it? We do have an extra layer of looking at, is this FTE a need? And if it goes to our maintenance program or it goes direct to project and we're delivering projects, the answer 99% of the time is going to be yes, we need to hire that. If it is an employee that goes maybe to an indirect cost center, maybe something that is a program that CDOT is a nice to have, but not a have to have, those positions may be requested to say, hey, we're going to hold off on hiring this until we get some more certainty around our financial situation. So at this time, I do not anticipate any furloughing of staff.
All righty. So our next question is from the maintenance folks. Said, what do you see as the near, meaning like 1 to 3 months, or the extended, like 1 year more, scenario for the future of maintenance personnel as it relates to split shifts, offset days, and start time?
Yeah, so where we are at today is that we are going to assume the current schedule through the month of May. What I have heard from some of our executive leadership is that, what we've been doing in CDOT has been working. So, we've been working the whole time. We didn't do the stay-at-home order. All of us have been gainfully employed since this all happened. And we've honestly been able to manage the pandemic or the virus. So, yes, to partially answer, not 100% answer your question, is that we will stay on that split shift through May, but I think it's very possible that we could stay on it through the summer. And I think that really just depends on the governor's office and direction on how well we can contain this pandemic.
Okay. Looks like we got one from the engineering area. Are any Region 4 projects impacted by possible reductions in Senate Bill 267?
I would have to say the answer is yes, although that is a loaded question. That is what we are working through right now. Senate Bill 267 was a 4-year program. Year 1 has already been, those dollars have been already delivered or awarded. Year 2 funds, I think were in question, but it sounds like from the Treasurer's office, those funds are going to come to us mid-May. It's really the out years, which is year 3 and 4, that are in question. When we came up with a list of projects across the state, we had a 4-year list of projects. So if all we receive is years 1 and 2 of funds, we can anticipate that's only half of the project. So a lot of our rural paving projects that were out there in years 3 and 4, I would anticipate being cut. Now, with that said, CDOT on the counter is also preparing for stimulus. There's a lot of discussion about a stimulus package potentially coming from the federal government, as well as the reauthorization of the FAST Act. So although we're trying to be fiscally conservative and being mindful that those out years of Senate Bill 267 may not be secured funding, we also want to be prepared, because if money does drop, similar to ERA funding under the Obama administration, we want to be ready to go and we want to be shovel ready. So I know I think the request was maybe get a list of projects. Right now, that is undetermined. That is what's currently under discussion right now with staff members, EC members, and executive staff. My suggestion to all of you is we continue to proceed as if those projects are going to go to advertisement until told otherwise. I think we need to continue to advance them to get them ready. So whether it's stimulus money or Senate Bill 267 dollars, Region 4 and CDOT is ready to go.
All right. I'm going to combine a couple of questions here because it kind of refers to social distancing with vehicles. So one question is, how long, or what do you see as the future of that social distancing with vehicles, and when will it end? And then the other part is the message that came from Daryl Link this week about riding together in vehicles as long as you're wearing a mask and gloves. Is that a discrepancy from what we're doing right now?
Yeah, so the future of social distancing. So in hearing the reports directly from the governor's office, you know, he understands, and I understand, and Shoshana understands the desire to get back to life as usual. What they have said is that, you know, until they feel that we've really made a dent in the trend or the curve, or until there is a vaccination available, we may be in these social distancing protocols for quite some time. I know what they're looking for is they're looking for a solution that is sustainable. What is a way we can all practice that isn't too too disruptive to our way of life, but yet still protects us all from the public health issues out there. So I don't have an answer for you as far as how long I think social distancing will last. I have a sneaking suspicion it will be a while. With regards to vehicles, the direction that was given in the public announcements yesterday was that we all need to wear a face mask, at least and through May 16th if we're interacting with other employees at CDOT. That could be extended, but that's the message right now. But yes, what they have opened up is that ability to ride in vehicles together. And I think what that means is, specifically in maintenance, a lot of new hires need to do a 40-hour ride-along to get part of their training. You can't do that if you are driving independent vehicles. So yes, you need to be wearing a bandana and you need to be wearing gloves when you're in when you're riding in a vehicle together. If you're not doing a ride-along and it's not a training exercise, what we have been doing has been working. I'll keep reiterating, what we've been doing has been working. And what we've been doing is driving separate vehicles to, you know, the work site. So my recommendation and strong recommendation is you continue to drive two vehicles, but there are those cases where you can't, and in those scenarios, wear your face mask.
Okay, two more questions. When will we be able to work in regular work groups with precautions observed, obviously, and back to some sort of normalcy?
Yeah, I think that still goes back to the other questions, and I think a lot of this is sort of it is a little bit of a trial and error. It's sort of a touch and go. So they are releasing, they're taking baby steps. The light didn't turn on as quickly as it turned off. It's sort of on the dimmer switch. So we're going to turn it on a little bit, see if anything changes in our results. If we keep trending the way we're trending, which is down, they're going to release, they're going to turn the light on a little bit brighter. And if we can keep trending that way, I think we can see the light fully come on at some point in the future. I don't have the crystal ball, so I don't know when that will be. I do know that, they have said we shouldn't gather in groups of 10 or more. As it relates to CDOT, the direction from our executive leadership has been, we're going to continue to do what we've been doing. And that is the direction that we are going to follow here, at least through the month of May. And then maybe we'll be able to open that up a little bit more in the months to come. Public meetings, not going to be happening anytime soon. We've come up with some creative ways to host those public meetings, whether it's through telephone town halls or email blasts or these Zoom meetings. The great way to get virtual and interaction. So yeah, I guess I would say I don't know the answer to that. We all hope it's sooner than later.
All right, and our final question, and my background is in journalism, so I'm not going to let you squirm out of an answer on this one. The people want to know, what is your drink of choice during your virtual happy hours?
Ooh, see, now that is a loaded question. Because here's the thing to know about Heather is I like variety. Variety is the spice of life. And so I typically choose a cocktail, usually with a vodka base or a gin base, but I also love my sour beers. So it depends on the day, it depends on the heat, it depends if I've worked out or not. Really all in what decides to quench that thirst. But one of my favorites at the moment is a gin, a lavender, simple syrup, lemon juice, and soda. It's called the Spring Fizz, seasonal.
I like it. That sounds really good. And I'm assuming all of those sour beers are from Region 4, of course, right?
Absolutely.
Good for you. All right. Thanks, Heather.
Yep. Thanks. Thanks, guys.